The Southern Republic of Ingushetia is still recovering from the suicide bombing of a police station that killed 21 and injured over 100. Victims of the attack are being taken to cities across Russia for specialist treatment. But, as Svetlana Kurakina has been finding out, the tragedy isn't over, as many are still missing.
Magomed Barakhoev was asleep when the tragedy struck. He woke up in hospital.
I was sleeping when the blast wave threw me out of my apartment. I don't remember anything. I opened my eyes here in hospital and saw many injured.
When 2 months ago Magomed bought a flat in this building, he could never have imagined what would happen. The apartment block was severely damaged in Monday's blast when a truck packed with explosives plowed into the gates of the local police headquarters. Doctors at the hospital say more than 160 people needed medical care after the attack.
It's holiday season now, but all the doctors, all the specialists came to work. We didn't have to ask. They were all here providing help.
Some patients had to be taken to nearby cities. 9 of the most severely injured were flown to Moscow for treatment. But some in Nazran are still looking for their loved ones.
He was on duty that morning. We can't find him.
It was the deadliest strike in Ingushetia since 2004 and the latest in a spate of violence that's shaken the republic in the past few months. Ingush President Yunusbek Yevkurov was seriously wounded in a failed assassination attempt in June. A week ago, Ingushetia's construction minister was killed in his office. Ingush officials blamed Monday's attack on militants angered by recent security sweeps in the region. Local police are said to have been tipped off about Monday's blast, but failed to prevent it.
We have to carry out an investigation to find out if it was slovenly practice, a betrayal, or crimes that just couldn't be prevented.
In a security shake-up after the attack, President Medvedev fired Ingushetia's interior minister. The authorities have vowed to take steps to ensure stability in the republic. As Ingushetia continues to mourn the victims, the shock from the bloody attack is set to reverberate for far longer. Svetlana Kurakina, RT.
Moscow has been quick to deal with what it sees as the inadequacies of the security services in Ingushetia. The underlying problem will be harder to contain. Dr. Walid Fares from the Foundation for Defense of Democracies believes the unrest is stimulated by Al-Qaeda-style groups outside the country.
When international observers look at a series of attacks, including the ones in the Caucasus against Russian and other targets, one would think first of domestic local reasons, but then when you talk about suicide bombing, that has an ideological origin. So that gives you an indication that this may be of jihadist Salafist, Al-Qaeda-like, not necessarily the organization. So we think most likely that there is a regional link between the operations being done in the Caucasus and the mentors, the ideological mentors who are encouraging them from outside the region.
And can Russia in any way look to the U.S. and maybe learn from them or try to deal with the situation in the same way, since the U.S. has been in Afghanistan dealing with this for so long now?
Well, we are assuming that the Russian-American cooperation amidst all the other tensions, but that cooperation allowing U.S. Logistical support going through Russian territory, through Afghanistan, is coming at the heel of some sort of Russian-American understanding that Al-Qaeda-type groups, Salafi-type groups, are a threat to both the United States and Russia and to their allies in the region. Well, yes, of course, the Americans in Afghanistan and Iraq have learned a lot. But Russian experience with that type of terrorism in the Caucasus, even from the time of the Soviet Union through the 90s, is significant. I think putting together this information with the 2 superpowers of the world would be a good thing to do at this point in time. Certainly, Russian authorities have enough resources to engage, along with the international partners, in going after the funding, because it may be that this funding is behind attacks in multiple places, including Russia.